Trading just got way more powerful in Pokemon Go, and if you're not taking advantage of these new bonuses, you're missing out on potential Hundos or even Shundos. This season brings some of the best trading bonuses we've ever seen, including an entire Sunday dedicated to maximizing your trades. In this video, we're breaking down everything you need to know about trading and how to use it to supercharge your account. Let's get into it. We're starting a new season, Tales of Transformation, and every trainer level 31 or greater is going to receive a guaranteed Candy XL with every trade, as well as one additional candy per trade. And the cool thing is that they're introducing trade days. Trade days are going to be every Sunday starting from September 7th all the way to November 30th. So that gives us 13 Sundays for these trade days bonuses. On trade days, we'll receive one extra special trade, an increased chance for a lucky trade, a 10% reduction in Stardust costs, and you'll earn 2 Candy XL for every trade if you're level 31 or higher. I've never seen a bonus like this, and this is going to be a great time to farm Candy XL, to mass trade, get some Hundos, lucky Hundos, or even Shundos. There's a lot to cover here, so we're starting with the basics and going all the way to our strategy. Here's a quick refresher on the basics of trading. Trading unlocks at trainer level 10. Trainers need to be within 100 meters of each other to be able to trade. You can't trade previously traded Pokemon, you can't trade Shadow Pokemon, you can't trade mythical Pokemon with the exception of Melmetal and Milton. You can do 100 trades per day, you could do 1 special trade per day unless specified by an event, and trades randomly have a 5% chance of becoming lucky. When you trade Pokemon, the IVs reroll. So if it happens to be the same IV, that is purely coincidental. The minimum IV floor depends on your friendship level. So if you don't have a friendship level, it could be a Nundo, but you won't be able to do a special trade. If you're good friends, it's gonna be 1-1-1. If it's great friends, 2-2-2, ultra friends, 3-3-3, and if you're best friends, 5-5-5. A normal trade only costs 100 Stardust. It's really expensive to trade shinies or legendaries if you're just good friends. It's 1,000,000 Stardust. Sometimes if you go to an event, it'll be reduced by 50%, still 500,000, but it's best to make it a best friends and have that cheapest amount. When you trade a Pokemon, you get a candy for that Pokemon. If they were caught over 100 kilometers apart, you'll get 3 candy and a guaranteed XL. Now let's take a quick look at special trades. To do a special trade, you need to at least be a good friend or higher. A special trade will be a new Pokedex entry, including costumes, a shiny Pokemon, a legendary Pokemon, purified Pokemon, Gigantamax Pokemon, or a background, whether that's a special background or a location background. The cost of your special trade is also going to be dependent on your friendship level. The lowest cost for special trades are going to be at that best friend level and for Pokemon that you've already caught. Now let's take a quick look at lucky Pokemon. And it has this gold background, which looks really thick if you have a shiny legendary. The minimum IV for a lucky Pokemon is 12-12-12. Lucky Pokemon require 50% less Stardust to power up. While you're doing trades with friends, there's a 5% chance that that trade can become lucky unless specified by an event for some lucky trade boost. You can get guaranteed lucky Pokemon a few ways. One is to be best friends with a trainer and to keep interacting and to make it to lucky friends. Once you're lucky friends, that one trade you do is going to be a guaranteed lucky trade. You can also use a lucky trinket. You use that on a friend to become lucky friends. Then that one trade is going to be a guaranteed lucky trade. Also, if someone has an old Pokemon with some certain years, if you trade one of those Pokemon within those rules, you'll get a lucky Pokemon. So why do you want lucky Pokemon? With that minimum IV floor, that gives you a range from the 12-12-12 to 15-15-15, so you have a really good chance at getting a perfect IV Pokemon. So that could be a Hundo that you really wanted, or more Shundos in your collection.
With a season bonus like this, you want to take advantage of mass trading. So doing your 100 trades every single day, doing your 1 or 2 special trades per day as well. When you're thinking about mass trading, you have to think about what you're actually trading for. Is it to get candy or Candy XL? Is it to reroll IVs and get a Hundo or a PvP IV? Or getting XP with Pokemon that evolve for free once you've traded them? Once you have decided that, that can help you figure out what to trade. Now, if you're having a little bit of a hard time deciding what to trade, we have a list of Pokemon and things to consider when doing mass trades. Cream and I have done about 32,000 trades in about 2.5 years, so we have a really good idea of what to mass trade and what not to mass trade. For regular trades, a lot of the things we go for are good IVs, PvP IVs, and XL candy. Now it's up to you if you want to try to trade every single day or really just focus on trading on those Sundays when you do have that higher chance of lucky trades. Cream and I are going to be trading the entire week, but on Sundays we have very specific Pokemon that we will be trading. I'm going to go through a list of Pokemon that are great for rerolling IVs and getting XL candy for, and a lot of these are going to be really good for those Sunday trades. Pseudo legendaries are one of the top Pokemon to trade. Think like Larvitar, Dratini, Bagon, Beldum, Gibble, any of those are great Pokemon to trade to try to get a Hundo or even a lucky Hundo of. And farming that XL candy. It is so hard getting enough XL candy to bring like a Larvitar up to level 50. A lot of the pseudos aren't out enough to really get the candy, so you have to trade to get that XL candy. Dynamax Pokemon are phenomenal trades as well, especially trying to get a Hundo. Really, Cream and I are only going to be trading Dynamaxes on Sunday when we have that higher chance of lucky trades. Since Dynamax Pokemon take so much resources, getting that Stardust reduction cost and getting more of that XL candy is just going to be so important for us to save those resources. So we really like to trade the Dynamax whenever there's like a lucky increase. Mega Pokemon are also great ones to get, especially getting a Hundo of those. So if you don't have Hundos of the Megas, definitely go after those, especially with so many Megas being in raids right now. And there are some rare Pokemon that are really hard to get candy for. Think Skidoo, Torkoal, Kecleon, Smeargle, and other regionals. These are ones that are really hard to find in the wild or really not in the wild and hidden behind other ways. So if you want to get extra candy for those, do some distance trades, get that XL candy for them as well, because those are just so hard to come by. So we always trade those, and I think those will be good Sunday trades as well. There are some Pokemon that you can trade for the PvP rank 1 IVs. Those will be anything that don't have 0 attacks. So think Carbink, Lickitung, Medicham. And this is also assuming that you're probably trading with the best friend. I definitely think if you're mass trading, you're most likely best friends with that person, unless like you get your mom playing and they have like a low level account. But still, it's very difficult and almost impossible to get PvP IVs of those 0 attacks. So anything that can be traded, think about trading those not on Sunday, since Sunday has a higher chance of getting a lucky trade. A lot of these aren't lucky tradable. 12-12-12 is that minimum floor. So try to do these on off days and just be mindful of that if you're looking for them. But if you do just need extra XL candy, you can trade those on Sunday, because Carbink, I think you need to bring it up to like 49.5, so almost all the way to level 50, which is a ton of XL candy, and you might not have that. Event spawns are another great Pokemon to trade, and what I mean by that are like special event. Think Go Fest Pokemon, or even like the wild area that's coming up. This is something that you can use later on in your Sundays, that there are some of those new spawns or any of them that are like Gmax that you need candy for. Definitely trade those as well. So just kind of look at the spawns and see what are rare spawns, what are cool spawns that you don't have that you want a Hundo of, or what are some spawns that you need XL candy for. Then there are Pokemon that have free evolutions whenever you trade them. Think Abra, Phantump, Geodude, there's a whole list of them, but basically whenever you trade them, you get a free evolution. Typically you will evolve them once and then the next evolution is free, so it's just like less candy for 2 evolutions if you want to think of it that way. This is a great way to farm XP because it's about 1,000 XP per evolution. Depending on if there's a bonus, it could be 2,000 XP. If you use a lucky egg, 4,000 XP just for evolving some Pokemon. So it's a great way to get XP if you are trying to hit level 50 before the level 80 comes, or once level 80 comes if you're just trying to get to level 80 ASAP. Then take a look at whatever Calm Day or Spotlight Hour Pokemon there are, because there are certain ones that are really good for mass trading. So think like Rookity. Rookity has a Dynamax and a Gigantamax, so that's one that you might just want to trade to get the candy for. Also, if you happen to get a Hundo, that's cool because you probably had the candy from the Calm Day, but it's just a good one like to mass trade after a Calm Day. Or think of a Pokemon like Abra. A few months ago, we had Abra Spotlight Hour. Abra has a Mega, and you can also trade it to get the free evolution. So it's kind of like 2 birds with 1 stone on that one. But if it has like a Dynamax, a Gigantamax, a Mega, try to trade those to get as much candy as possible, get Hundos of them, things like that. Then it's whatever you need candy for. So are there any Hundos that you need candy for? Any PvP Pokemon that you need candy for? What I mean by that is we might not have it on this list, but it might be something that you need. For example, I was needing Solrock XL candy, so I was trading Cream distance Pokemon just to get that XL candy. It might not be something that you want, but I had an Ultra League rank 1 that I wanted to bring up to level 50, and you need XL candy for that. So again, whatever you need candy for or candy XL for, think about trading it during this season. Now let's talk about Pokemon that are great for special trades. Special trades are amazing because they have a chance of going lucky even if they weren't a guaranteed lucky, or they could just become a Hundo without being lucky. Cream and I have gotten a lot of Hundos just from doing our regular special trades, so it's a great way to get Hundos or even Shundos. Now the thing about special trades is I think a lot of people just want to go ahead and trade like shiny legendaries. I would definitely hold that off for a guaranteed lucky trade. So if you're excluding shiny legendaries, what are some Pokemon that you should consider for a special trade? The first thing that Cream and I like to do is we like to trade our Calm Day shinies because we have the candy, and if we get a Shundo of it, we can bring it up to level 50, and it's honestly so much fun. So trading those extra Calm Day shinies is a great random kind of like special trade, especially the ones through like Monday through Saturday. Now, if you are looking for a Hundo legendary, you can just go ahead and trade a random legendary, and with that XL candy, that's a great way to get that. And also, if there is a legendary that you need the XL candy for, like let's say you have a Hundo and you just need a little bit more XL candy, you can trade those to get that as well. But you can end up getting a Hundo legendary, which is super, super cool. Gigantamax Pokemon are also great special trades. Since Gigantamax are the new Pokemon and the new thing in the game, you want to get Hundos of those because they are so resource intensive. We just had the max finale, so we should have a bunch of Gmax Pokemon, so I definitely think we're going to be trading those. And I think those are really good like Sunday trades where they could have the potential to go lucky to save you a little bit on that Stardust. Then you can just trade whatever shinies you want. Let's say there's a shiny that you don't have and you just want the Dex entry, you could trade that. Or if there's a shiny that you're really trying to get a Shundo of, you can do that. But any shiny that you really want a Shundo of, I definitely would say that for a guaranteed lucky trade. But if you have a bunch of them like Phoebus or Bronzor, if that's like your favorite and you want to trade those, it wouldn't hurt to do those every once in a while. I do think on Sunday, save like your top Pokemon that you might want a lucky trade for. So maybe this isn't like a guaranteed lucky trade Pokemon, but since you have that higher chance, maybe you don't want a Bronzor on Sunday to trade. Maybe that is when you do like a Gigantamax, or maybe you have like an extra shiny legendary that you just want to see if it goes lucky. That's probably the day to do it if you just want to kind of like test your luck. But again, you could do a special trade on Sunday and not get lucky, but it's happened to us before where we have gotten luckies during these increased bonuses. And sometimes we haven't, so just be mindful of that, of like one that you really, really, really want lucky, save it for that guaranteed lucky trade. If you're having a hard time kind of figuring out what to actually do for a lucky trade, if you are lucky friends with someone, or if you do want to just re-roll those chances on Sunday, some Pokemon that we think are really good for lucky trades are shiny legendaries, shiny Gigantamaxes, and rare shinies like shiny babies, shiny costumes, or rare shiny regionals. Think like Torkoal, Maractus, Sigilyph, a few of those. Those are really good lucky trades just because you have a chance of them getting a Shundo, and getting a Shundo of a really rare shiny is like amazing.
And outside of trading Pokemon to reroll IVs or to just farm candy, there's some reasons that you still want to mass trade. One of those is to work towards lucky trades if you're trying to get to level 50 before the level 80 rollout. And if you're organized enough to know exactly what you want to trade, it's only going to take about an hour or an hour and a half. You can go to a pub, a coffee shop, something like that with a friend and just hang out and knock those trades out. Trading also helps with those platinum badges. So every trade you do, that's even going to count towards your collector badge, your type badges. You need a certain amount of trades for the gentleman and the distance. So do those trades and work on those badges. If we left out any tips or something that you do, leave it in the comments. That way we can chat about it and just help everyone out in the community. And we're going to be streaming our trades every Sunday on Twitch and YouTube, so make sure to subscribe and follow. Trading bonuses is one of our favorite seasonal bonus, so let us know if you are capitalizing on that bonus or if your social life just doesn't allow it. Bye everyone!
We want to give a huge thank you to our incredible Patreon supporters. Your support means everything to us and helps make content like this possible.
You're helping us take things to the next level. We couldn't do this without you.